Ramaya lived in a small town. His house was not very big. It was a simple dwelling, really. The walls were made of mud. A thatched roof covered the top. It kept out the sun and rain. Most of the time, it did its job well. Life there was usually peaceful. The house stood near a quiet lane. Few people passed by each day. Inside, there were only 2 rooms. One room was for cooking and eating. The other was for sleeping and sitting. The furniture was sparse and old. A mat, a few pots, a small trunk. That was nearly all they owned inside. Outside, a small patch of land served as a yard. A neem tree stood in one corner. Its leaves rustled when the wind blew. Sometimes birds would come and sit there. They would sing their morning songs. Ramaya did not have much money, but he had enough for his simple needs. The simplicity of the house reflected Ramaya's life. He was not a man of grand desires. He worked as a clerk in the town. His earnings were modest, quite small. He was content with his small world. Or so it seemed to most observers. His little house was his entire kingdom. Ramaya was a quiet sort of man. He went to work each morning. He came home each evening. He did not speak much to others. His wife was quite different from him. She had a sharper tongue, people said. She also had more wishes than he did. This sometimes led to small arguments. Their days followed a familiar pattern. Ramaya would wake up early. His wife would already be busy. She would be sweeping the small yard, or she might be lighting the kitchen fire. Breakfast was a simple affair, usually. Some rice gruel, perhaps a little pickle. Then Ramaya would leave for his work. In the evenings, when Ramaya returned tired, his wife would often have complaints. The price of oil had gone up, or a neighbor had said something unkind. Ramaya would listen quietly. Mostly he preferred peace to arguments, but peace was not always easy to find. Her desires often disturbed their calm. She wished for a little more comfort. A new sari, perhaps, or a small jewel. "Look at Meenakshi," she might say. Her husband bought her new gold bangles. Ramaya would sigh and say nothing. He knew his small salary could not stretch. These small wants created ripples in their life, ripples that could sometimes grow larger. High up in the eaves of Ramaya's house, a pair of sparrows had built their nest. It was a cozy little home for them, made of twigs, straw, and soft feathers. From their vantage point, they saw everything. They watched Ramaya and his wife. They heard their words, soft and loud. The birds were constant, silent observers. The he-sparrow and she-sparrow were busy. They were raising their young ones. They flew in and out all day. They brought tiny insects and grains. The nestlings would chirp with hunger. The parent birds worked tirelessly. They did not understand human words, but they understood human feelings, it seemed. They sensed the moods in the house below. "Why does the lady of this house quarrel so much?" chirped the she-sparrow one day. She was looking down at Ramaya's wife. The wife was grumbling about something. The he-sparrow puffed his chest slightly. "She always wants something more, my dear." He had seen this many times before. Humans are often like that, never content. The she-sparrow tilted her little head. "It seems a tiring way to live," she said. "We have our nest, our babies, enough food. We are happy with these simple things." The he-sparrow nodded in agreement. "True, my love, but humans chase shiny things. They chase things that do not always bring joy." Their chirps were a quiet commentary on human life. One sunny morning, the he-sparrow was out. He was searching for food for his family. He flew over rooftops and through gardens. He scanned the ground with his sharp eyes. He was looking for a tasty worm, or perhaps a fallen crumb of bread. His little ones were always hungry. He had to find something good for them. He landed on a pile of rubbish. It was near the rich merchant's house. The merchant lived just a few streets away. The pile contained all sorts of things: vegetable peels, old leaves, and dust. The sparrow hopped around, pecking here and there. He was a diligent little food gatherer. He took his duties very seriously. Suddenly, something caught his eye. A tiny object glittered in the sunlight. It shone brightly amidst the dull dirt. The sparrow hopped closer to investigate. It was a diamond nose stud, very shiny. It must have fallen from somewhere, perhaps from the rich merchant's daughter. He did not know what it was, but it looked like a fine, shiny pebble. "This shiny thing might amuse my wife," he thought. He picked it up carefully in his beak. It was not food, he knew that, but it was pretty and sparkled so. He flew back towards his nest. He carried the glittering object with pride. He imagined his wife would be pleased. He did not know the trouble it would cause. The he-sparrow reached his nest. He proudly presented the shiny thing. "Look what I found!" he chirped. The she-sparrow looked at the diamond stud. "What is it?" she asked, curious. "And what use is it to us, my dear? Can we eat it? Will it feed our babies?" Her questions were very practical, as always. The he-sparrow felt a little deflated. "No, we cannot eat it," he admitted, "but it is so bright and pretty." The she-sparrow was not impressed at all. "Food is what our babies need, not shiny stones." She nudged the diamond stud with her beak. "Take it away. It is useless to us." The he-sparrow felt a little foolish then. So the he-sparrow dropped the diamond stud. It fell from the nest with a clink. It landed right on the floor below, inside Ramaya's house near the wall. Later that day, Ramaya's wife was sweeping. Her broom moved across the dusty floor. Then she saw it, the glittering object. She bent down and picked it up. Her eyes widened in pure disbelief. It was a diamond nose stud. So beautiful, it sparkled even in the dim light. Her heart began to beat very fast. She had always wanted such a jewel. A wave of immense desire washed over her. This was a gift from the gods, she thought. Her mind began to race with possibilities. Section 6. Whispers and Worries in the Village. News soon spread through the small village. Meenakshi Ammal, the rich merchant's wife, was upset. Her daughter's diamond nose stud was missing. It was a valuable piece of jewelry. She'd been careless and lost it. Servants were questioned, houses were searched. But the nose stud was nowhere to be found. There was much talk and speculation. Meenakshi Ammal was loud in her sorrow. "It was a gift from my mother," she wailed. "Worth so much money, some wicked person must have stolen it." The entire village buzzed with the news. People whispered in the marketplace. They discussed it by the temple steps. Everyone wondered who could have taken it. Such a thing rarely happened there. Ramaya's wife heard all the commotion. She heard the talk of the lost jewel. Her heart pounded in her chest. She knew the nose stud she found. It must be the very same one. A cold fear mixed with her excitement. She had the jewel hidden safely, tucked away in a small wooden box, but the secret felt heavy, like a stone. She wore the nose stud secretly sometimes, only when she was alone in the house. She would look at her reflection. Her face would light up with pleasure. But then fear would creep back in. What if someone saw her with it? What if Ramaya found out about it? The joy of possession was tainted. It was tainted by fear and constant worry. Section 7. The Heavy Weight of a Secret Jewel. Ramaya soon noticed a change in his wife. She seemed more anxious than usual. She would startle at sudden noises. She was often lost in her thoughts. He asked her if something was wrong. "No, nothing," she would reply quickly, but her eyes told a different story. They held a new hidden worry. He felt a growing unease in his heart. The wife lived in constant dread. Every knock on the door made her jump. She imagined the police coming for her. She feared the rich merchant's anger. The diamond nose stud, once a delight. It now felt like a burning coal. She could not enjoy its sparkle anymore. The secret was a heavy burden to bear. It was slowly crushing her spirit. Her health began to suffer from the stress. She lost her appetite for food. She could not sleep well at night. Nightmares troubled her restless slumber. She dreamt of being caught and shamed. The image of the police haunted her. Ramaya grew more concerned seeing her state. He did not know the cause of her pain. He felt helpless watching her suffer so. One day, Ramaya found her weeping. "What is it?" he asked gently. "Tell me what troubles you so much." She could not bring herself to confess. The fear of his reaction was too great. She just shook her head, tears flowing. The beautiful diamond jewel, her secret. It had brought her not joy but misery, a deep, unending and silent misery. Section 8. The Sparrow's Final Chirp of Wisdom. From their nest the sparrows watched. They saw the change in Ramaya's wife. The she-sparrow chirped softly to her mate. "Look at her, my dear, she is suffering." The shiny thing did not bring her happiness. The he-sparrow nodded, his small head bobbing. He felt a strange sense of responsibility. After all, he had brought it here. "She is always worried and looks ill," he observed. That glitter was not worth this pain. He remembered his wife's practical words. "You were right, my love," he chirped. "Food and safety are true treasures, not these sparkling, troublesome pebbles. Humans make their lives so complicated." He felt a pang of pity for the woman below. Her face was etched with constant fear. The she-sparrow preened a feather thoughtfully. "Perhaps this is a lesson for her," she said. "A lesson about wanting too much. A lesson about things that do not belong." The he-sparrow agreed with a chirp. "Greed is a heavy load to carry. It steals peace from the heart. It makes even a simple life bitter." Their simple wisdom echoed in the eaves. They saw Ramaya too, looking sad. He was worried about his wife's condition. The whole house seemed filled with gloom. The sparrows felt it too, somehow. "I hope she finds peace soon," said the she-sparrow, "and learns that true happiness is simpler." They then turned their attention back to their own small, contented world, their world of simple needs and simple joys. Section 9, the unfading stain of greed. The diamond nose stud was never returned. Ramaya's wife kept it hidden away, but she never dared to wear it openly. The fear of discovery was too strong. It remained a source of guilt, a constant nagging reminder of her deceit. The initial thrill of possession had long vanished. It was replaced by a lingering sickness of spirit. She was never truly happy after that day. Ramaya never found out the truth, but he saw his wife was changed forever. A shadow seemed to hang over her. Her laughter became rare, her smiles forced. Their simple life, once marked by small quarrels, it was now marked by her silent suffering. He often wondered what had caused this. He wished he could bring back her old self, the self before this unseen burden. The rich merchant's family eventually moved on. They likely bought another, even grander jewel, but the loss left a small scar, a reminder of carelessness and mistrust. The village, too, forgot the incident. Other news and gossip took its place. Life continued as it always does, but for one woman, things were different. The shadow of greed had settled in her heart. And so the nose stud remained a secret, a glittering piece of trouble, unused, unenjoyed. It served only as a testament to how a moment of greed can steal peace for a lifetime. The sparrows, in their wisdom, knew true wealth is not in what you own, but in the contentment you feel within, a lesson the woman learned too late.